moments, Lizzy again. Yes, I've not been consistent, so I'm so sorry about that. But this time, I promise you guys, I'm gonna be bringing you from odd shows to current stories, vox pop, and all that. I promise it's gonna be sometimes live shows early in the morning and all of that. But before I go out, I promise you guys, I'm gonna keep you updated with the current happening. Yeah. Today, wetin I bring you guys na one story about MFM and Maureen Badejo wey Femi Oyewole write say na lie be everything wey the woman talk, whether na go say the woman or I hear say na lies from the pit of hell. Okay, me I just read small, so na hear wetin I get for you this morning. Okay, im read say for some weeks now, one misguided and possessed woman, I don't know whether she dey possessed though, na wetin I see I dey talk ho, named Maureen Badejo, who is obviously looking for followers on social media for financial gains, has been speaking about Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministries UK so much that she went ahead to attack the person of Dr. Daniel Olukoya, the wife, the son, some key people in the church, and the entire organization with fabrications and unfounded stories cooked up by her and some conniving fired former MFM pastors of doom for whoever cares to pay her any mind. Okay, now yes, I come here say if the woman dey do the video, na always live show, say for the live show, you know say plenty people go come now on top YouTube level and go pay, so she no go fit stop all this kind thing. But make I ask una, this kind things, right, say na only pastors and all these kind people she dey try attack, so una go dey come, more followers go dey enter, she go dey get paid. Can't say this woman moves from one ministry to ministry, speaking ill about pastors and ministries. She was on RCCG for a while, you know RCCG, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, for a while, and when her emptiness faded, she jumped to MFM. Her show is for ridicule and unfounded gossip, and she claimed to be doing an exposition of cult ministries, but we all know that it's for the money that comes from the followership, as I talk. So okay, but why ridicule those who have business with being, who doesn't have business with being ridiculed? May I ask you, Madam Maureen, okay, why connive with people to destroy ministries? Auntie Maureen, come out, come answer, or if you get answer for that one. Okay, the hard work with fallacies and terrible conspiracies on top waiting, on top money. Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministries is no ordinary ministry, and what Maureen does not know is that she jumped into fire of God. Yeah, fire of God though. I have personally witnessed the power of God move through the humble and soft-spoken man of God, Dr. Daniel Olukoya. And for me personally, aside the fact say Femi Oyewole talk am for inside the story where I dey read, me sef don see am live with my eyes, don experience am. But may I continue with my story first. Say Olukoya and I believe Mountain of Fire will be the last bus stop for this lady. For her and the dark forces behind her must surely be consumed by fire. In her frustrated ranting and misguided arguments, and unfounded allegations against the man of God expanded from fraud in the church, adulteries, lies, adoption, fake marriage, fornication, purchased baby, conspiracies, and so on. But first, let's look at Maureen Badejo, the so-called woman who is behind these unfounded stories. A woman that wrecked her husband's business, scammed and defrauded him before absconding to the UK. She registered a church as a limited company instead of charity organization. Like, please, you guys just move along with me and see if something isn't wrong or if something is wrong in between. So that she can defraud people and take advantage of the UK government through charity aid. The name of the so-called church is Freedom Apostolic Revival International Ministries Limited, with company number 1111076. Now, let me ask you guys, if somebody is saying she's also a woman of God, you have a ministry, the first question is, what business do you have with trying to put people down? I thought a ministry is supposed to be something that should be used to move the work of God forward. What are you really concentrating on? Preaching eternity in hell, or prosperity, or just trying to enrich your home pocket? Madam Maureen, I'm talking to you anyways. You can look it up, and if you want to know more about this woman of darkness that is going through and through like her father, looking for whom to devour, visit the page of YouTuber Victor King and watch the exclusive expose of a live testimony of Maureen Badejo's husband friend, bearing it all in a telephone conversation with Victor King. As a journalist, I believe that there are always two sides to a matter, and before stories are heard, both sides must be properly investigated. But because Maureen and her court knows that the man of God, Dr. Daniel Olukoya, will never respond to such unfounded pack of statements and gullible stories. Yes, I'm not surprised, as I expected. The man of God supposed not say anything to defend himself, as long as he no say he mind pure. So I no blame him say come out, come tell and say no. Now we see Maureen Badejo talk, be saying right, I be wrong. May I continue with my story first? But because Maureen Badejo, let me quickly take you to the many lies of Maureen Badejo against the man of God. First, she stated in one of her YouTube live streams that the man of God has issues with his wife. This actually made me laugh, because this is the biggest lie from the pit of hell. Another fabricated lie was that Olukoya's wife was never pregnant, that Elijah was purchased. From the findings, we gathered that Dr. Mrs. Sade Olukoya hasn't visited Canada since 2005, of which she's claimed that Mrs. Olukoya moved to Canada for the past 2 years. You can look it up. The doctors that took the delivery of the handsome young man are still very much alive. For a long absence in Nigeria that she claimed, you definitely have the wrong person in view. Sorry to burst your bubbles, ma. Dr. Mrs. Sade Olukoya was home during the inauguration of the Lagos State Governor in May. She was home for the burial of the General Overseer's mother, sometimes in August last year. She was at the crossover night service of 2019 to 2020 and the first PMCH of the year. Maureen Badejo said that the sum of £150,000 was paid into the account of Dr. Dike Olukoya by one pastor to cover up his fraudulent act in London. From our deep investigation, we had the opportunity to talk to a few people who knew about the case. First, we realized that no pastor in the UK has ever paid a penny into the General Overseer's account, and the matter was not a case of fraud. It was a contract agreement that was breached by one of the parties. The wife of the General Overseer is a pastor of the ministry, and she is entitled to salaries and benefits, but our findings have shown that she has never received a dime from the MFM UK church. Maureen, you said the sum of £35,000 per annum from the church in the UK, and also stated that their son Elijah has 6 billion in the Heritage Bank in Nigeria. We have done our research and found out that the young man Elijah has no account and whatsoever in that bank. For the wife that received a salary of £35,000, we would like Maureen to state the name of the bank that these monies are paid into, the branches paying the money, account number, and if possible, statements of any proof of these transactions. Maureen Badejo, if you want to whip up sentiments, don't use lies or unfounded accusations. You will end up reaping the consequences of your bad intention. We are waiting for the evidence of your accusations. In one of her streams, she also claimed that MFM pastor in Australia was involved in financial recklessness and was arrested, whereas the said allegation was duly investigated by the police, and the alleged pastor was given a certificate of clean bill, and this happened years ago. But she's making people think that those false allegations are recent happening. But Maureen, can you stop for a while and question the integrity of the person feeding you? That this doctor matters? The illegal of a woman like that MFM pastor falsified documents to stay in the UK, and Olukoya knows about First of all, there is no way the general overseer of the big church like MFM will know the immigration status of all pastors. That's impossible, like, really. But again, this practice has several sermons and books in Olukoya's collection preaching against acts like this, and this is one of the reasons you're trying hard to dent and mar the image of the church. In other words, scattering or pull down the ministry, because from our investigation we have found out that the person you're working for are the set of rogue pastors that were kicked out of MFM for most of these atrocities, and you're accusing Olukoya of. You are wicked, and your sins will not go unpunished. And say, now wickedness, say the wages of sin. I don't know, I beg more could answer that one. You spoke about charity money fraud without getting the fact and knowing the truth. You, Maureen, alleged that a sum of £4 million was stolen from MFM, and this were also known to Dr. Olukoya, who claimed that is fully involved in this fraud. I will forgive you for this statement. Oh well, not me. You seem very, very much interested in peddling false allegations of women touched in MFM. Let's not forget that MFM is a deliverance ministry, and people come from different kind of spiritual, from different places with different kind of spiritual problems buried in different part of their bodies, both male and female, and anointing oil is an essential ornament of the work of prayer. I urge you to please desist from this act that you put up to tarnish characters, images of pastors, role models, and personal beings, that you and your unborn generation, blah 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 blah. You know wetin the story is supposed to end with, but I don't go fit talk out with my mouth. They say, be warned. Now wetin I go fit talk? Say, Maureen, the test from cooking up allegations against pastors. What is your gain on top YouTube money? So now wetin dey inside the story matter I don read for una, but from my own perspective and from my own observation, and wetin I don see, wetin I don read, be say Aunty Maureen, I no understand, because from everything my own findings too show say many of these things na lie. Aunty Maureen, I come beg you this time around, say please leave Dr. Olukoya alone. The so-called he said she was not in Nigeria for a long time, of which even at Sanwo-Olu's inauguration, Madam Sade was in Nigeria. So where did you get your own stories from? Please get your facts right. I'm not saying you shouldn't expose the people, the pastors, and all of these things, and all of these people that are doing the wrong things, and yeah, you're entitled to your own view and all of that. But please, I beseech you, get your